Good afternoon. I'm sitting down here at the camp, day 121. It's also a day of redemption for me. The day of liberty. It's a day of, on this day 5 years ago, I took my life, and only Jesus can restore life. That's all I do know. That's all I know. What can Jesus do in your life? What can Jesus redeem in your life? I know that I was gone 6 hours. 6 hours here in the Nashville. I was gone 6 hours. And yet, in the spirit, the more I thought about it, over the first year's time, that was like 6 years. That was 6 years in the spirit. There's no time with God, man. There's just no time with God. And then, at the end of that, I'm going to call it a sentence because He redeems us, right? Jesus is our Redeemer. He came and got me. Came to hell or the black box. So I went to this black box. This black box had no bars. This black box had no sound. This black box had no demons. This black box had no light. This black box had nothing. That was my hell. That was my hell because can you imagine sitting in eternity forever with nothing? Literally nothing. And yet Jesus came and got me and walked me out and placed me on a mountain that particular day and showed me who I was, showed me the power within that He placed in me, that showed me the things that I had forgotten. Even at that point in my life, I had forgotten that I could speak in tongues. I had forgotten. I've been speaking since 1991. And yet I had forgot. I was so hardened and so blackened because, it started, this particular run of my life started with prescription drugs, and I was on them for a number of years before, they pulled the rug out from under me, and that led me down a bad road. It's a really bad road. But what has Jesus done for me since then? What has Jesus done for me since then? He's restored so much. He restored family to me. He restored relationships with me, with my kids at a way higher level. He restored. He just keeps on restoring. Keeps on giving me as I walk in Him. I've been in the heavens, literally in visions, countless times. I've been in His presence countless times. I can literally speak to Him, and He speaks back to me in the moment. Today He's my everything. So what can Jesus do for you? Because that other realm's real. There is a heaven and there is a hell. This much I'm witness to because you just don't come back from what I do. But resurrection power, man, resurrection power is control of it all. Jesus is in control of it all. So what can Jesus literally do for you? But we got to be seeking Him. We got to be submitted to Him. We got to have a heart for God. Because we're in an hour, He's coming back to you, and He's looking at our hearts. He's seeking us to see if we're worthy. If we're worthy of His resurrection power and His power that He wants to give us and bring us into elevations that some of us have never even imagined. What are you willing to do or see for Him? It's just like hard. It's just, what are you willing to do? But, there's really nothing to do but learn how to listen to Him, how to hear Him, because He says that the sheep will know His voice. Do you know His voice? really begins there, because if you can't see if you can't hear, if you can't see, you're not moving forward. You're just going on your own emotions and abilities. And we have no abilities. Literally, not when it comes to the heavenly realms. You might learn all you can learn in this world and never maybe even fall short here. But where's that going to gain you? Doesn't gain you anything. I've had all kinds of money in my lifetime, and I've had all kinds of things that I shouldn't have. And I also destroyed my life real quick in a lot of things in a lot of areas. So what does that gain you? What does it gain you? Doesn't gain anything, because this life is just but a moment. This life is just but a moment. What does a moment gain you as far as eternity goes? You know, everything about this world is about restoration back to the Father so we can go back to heaven. Because He knew us before He created this world. That's how He counted the hairs on our head. That's how He knows the beginning and the end, because He knew all of us. Every single one ever born or gonna be born, He knew before He created this world, because we come from the heavens. Why are we come here to be tested? Why are we doing all these things? Why is it? And what is the finished work of Christ when He said it is finished? It's already been completed. Everything's already been completed. We just gotta figure out where our place is. It's really simple once you can learn how to hear. But this is just an amazing day for me. I got, like I said, 5 years today. Wow. What God can do in your life, what Jesus can do in your life, and what He put in us, what Jesus restored in us. Jesus restored everything the first Adam lost. He restored it. He put God back in us. The first Adam lost God in us, and Jesus put God back in us. That's why we give Him thanks and praise, because He put God back in us. What are we capable of doing with God back in us? What does that restoration really mean? What does that restoration mean? All I know is I'll be able to go back home. I'll be able to do it right this time. What does that mean? Now I just got to finish the work that He has asked me to complete, which is nothing really, just listen to Him and obey Him at certain moments in my life, right? The rest of my life. It's just so simple. We just got to seek Jesus, think about Jesus, make everything about Jesus, because all that matters is Jesus. Even the Word of God, the whole Bible leads us to Jesus, because every word of it speaks Jesus. What the Father has done for us, or what's going to happen to us if we don't follow Him. It's a book of testimonies, which leads to a bunch of prophecies that have been most of them have been fulfilled, man, so you can't deny that. Not just a book, it's a book of power, it's a book of Jesus. So, I have all kinds of testimonies. I have all kinds of things, but, the biggest testimony I have is Jesus and what He has done for me. What has Jesus done? What is Jesus all about? What can Jesus do for you? That's my testimony. All those other things just led me to Jesus and His undeniable power. Anyway, I just pulling all this out of my head, I'm not like I didn't write and script nothing. So, maybe I'll do one of those. Maybe I'll write it all down and script it. It might be a little more edifying, but, heaven's real, man. I've seen it, man. Like, one of my last visions I had, about 3 months ago, I guess. 3 or 4 months ago, something like that. I was walking through like a tunnel, and the floors were gold. The walls were flowing gold. It was a translucent gold with a pearlescent type tint to it because it was clear, kind of, but it was gold. It was so amazing. And I walked out of that tunnel and into, like, through a gate, and I could see the buildings looked that translucent gold, but they weren't flowing. But the road, Golden Road, kept on going right past a bunch of, looked like houses or something, buildings anyway. And there was a man figure, an angelic figure. I would just call it angelic because we're talking to heavens. That you could see him, but it was the same gold. He was outlined, you know. So it was like everything was gold. It was so amazing. And I got down to the end thing, and then I seen a white line that was just so brilliant, so beautiful. And then Jesus standing there. And I walked past that into like a big open garden filled, beautiful piece of land, you know, and it was just amazing. And that's just one of my visions. What will God do for you? What will Jesus do for you? Anyway, have a blessed day. I hope this blesses somebody out there. Shalom. Love you all, man. Bye.